Okay, and we are live on the
Ooh.
air and with video. So tell the world who you are.
I am Tamara Bubble. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. Shout out to Fort Greene. I rep BK all day. I do pop, jazz, hip hop, R&B, and soul music. And I also act and model, but music definitely, I put that at the forefront. So,
That's cool. Um, when did you start performing?
whew, I have a gospel background. I grew up singing in church. So I don't want to say I was performing then, but I've been singing my whole life. Like as far as like just pursuing music as a career, I would say like 5 years ago, I was at a photo shoot. I was like re-upping my portfolio for modeling. And at the photo shoot, they introduced me to a producer. He's like, yo, I heard you can sing. Let me hear something. And I sung for him. He's like, okay, you can sing, but do you songwrite? And I looked at him and I said, I do now. And I went home that I wrote like 10 songs in 2 hours and I was hooked. I've been
Wow.
pursuing it. Yep.
And don't be ashamed
I
of
think I
that.
had it built up in me. It just took somebody to be like, yo, do you songwrite now? Yeah, I
Don't be
do.
ashamed of that because most of your artists that start out do start off in the choir. Yours truly,
hmm
trust me, people don't know what it takes to sing in a choir, especially a choir of a
Yeah.
large magnitude. People don't understand that. I didn't have a
Yes.
social life at all, which was one of the reasons why I barely go to
Oh,
church now. So, what was your first time in the studio?
First time in the studio. It was shortly after I started songwriting. Because once I heard myself, like, and actually that the producer that I started working with at that time, because he wanted to submit, reference vocals, so I was singing at his studio then. So that was in Queens. That was like 5 years ago.
Okay.
And yeah, first time in the studio, I don't think I was nervous. I just had to get used to my voice. I was like, I sound like that. Like I didn't think I sounded like what I sound like. It's like when you do a voicemail recording, you be like, oh, that don't sound like me. So
Right.
that's how it was being in the studio.
Right. Um, what was the feeling that first time when you were in the booth? A lot of people don't remember it. Some people do remember it. What do you remember? What it was like?
I know I was excited. I think with music and why I've been able to stay so strong with it is that I've always loved it. Like even growing up, I felt like I was always an entertainer. I would be doing crazy stuff around the house. I had my baby sister like filming me, and I was shooting my little movies and stuff. And then I would just be like dancing and singing all the time. And I would always get in trouble. They would be like, "Mom, can you tell her to shut up?" So, and I
Oh
would sing
wow.
louder. Would just be like, I don't want to say annoying. I would like to say I was entertaining back then.
Nice.
In the studio, it just felt like, yo, this is actually happening, and that's me, and that's my words coming to life. So it was a good feeling.
Okay. And what was your biggest inspiration to become an artist?
Hmm. Um, I think it's the songwriting. I feel like when you are a songwriter, and that's no shade to people that don't write music because they make other people's words come to life. But
Right.
when you write something that you're intimately connected with, and like this is your thoughts and stuff, it's like it's a feeling that you can't even describe, and
Right.
that's why I wanted to be an artist because I would have just started out being a songwriter, but
Okay.
I wanted what I had written, so that's really what pushed me the songwriting.
So do you write for other people besides yourself?
At first I was a little stingy and I was like, no, I need to get out there first. But I have so much material and it's like, yo, I'm not gonna sing on this before I die. So I'm gonna give somebody else some tracks. So yeah, so now we're actually chopping some stuff, some material that is like because my mind thinks really wild and crazy. Like I write about the good, the bad, the ugly, the nasty, and so some of that stuff I probably don't need to say. And so yeah, looking for some other people to do some of that material.
Awesome. And
Definitely.
and we'll talk. I'll send you an email about that later. The reason I asked that question because I do have
Okay.
other artists that we deal with, and that
Okay.
might be a good opportunity. Um,
Dope.
so tell us the story. How so you started off in church. Tell us the story of the progression to Tomorrow Bubble.
Um, in church, I'm very reserved. Like, if you don't know me, you're gonna think I'm shy because I'm mad quiet. But I'm really just observing and just like I hold my peace, and then when I'm ready to say something, I'm gonna hit you over the head with it.
Right.
But in church, I was very quiet, and I guess people that would never expect me to do this as a career. I didn't think I would end up doing this as a career. Honestly, I was doing accounting. Like I have CPA license and all that good stuff.
I got a
And it
funny
was
story for you. Because that's
I
where I
just
work.
never thought of doing that. That's, you said that's work?
That's my first job. Yep. I
Oh
work at
no.
the AICPA.
Oh, yeah. I was doing that. I was good with numbers and all that stuff. It came easy, but just I don't know. When I went and started songwriting, I just like the I think that's where the passion came from. So in church I was quiet, like I said, but then I started to lead, and then that made me get comfortable with just performing. Period. Um, but then, I listen to a lot of different music. Like as far as inspirations, when it comes to pop and just being an entertainer, period, Michael Jackson did it for me. Like
Right.
his Bad album is my favorite album ever.
Right.
And it just he could literally sing about chicken, and you would be passing out because just the music. That's
Right.
like real talk. He could sing about anything. All his songs, every song was a different subject that
Yep.
just there was no connection to it, but you just loved the way he delivered it.
Yep.
And when it comes to jazz, the reason why I scat to this day, Ella Fitzgerald, and I'm Lena Horne, but Ella Fitzgerald's the reason why I scat. Like her voice so crazy, and she would just switch from song to song, bop 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 bop, and it was just it was lovely. Like it was like, yo, that's music to me, even
Right.
though it's words.
Right.
When it came to rap, Biggie Smalls, hands down, his storytelling, like his flow, everything about him was dope. And like it's so funny because I was mad shallow. I hate to admit this, I was mad shallow. And like I used to think a rapper was dope if I liked the beat and they looked good. Like I did
Oh
not.
wow.
And when it came to him, it was like, yo, I used to argue with my brothers, like, yo, he can't rap, he ugly. And I listened to him, and it was like, what? And like, he's really the reason why I like try to be lyrical and why I feel like it's so important because he was just so dope.
Right.
And, let me see, harmonies. Like I listen to all the gospel choir groups and tapes and stuff like that, but then all the '90s R&B groups like In Vogue, SWV, Brownstone, 112, Take Six, Boyz II Men, 702.
Yeah.
You name it, I listen to it.
Right. See you.
Yeah, all those influences just kind of made me what I am. I think I'm a combination of all of that stuff that I've been exposed to growing up.
Right. Right. So now are you still in Brooklyn or where you are now?
I'm back and forth. So wherever there's a show, I really am promoting heavy along the East Coast. So if I need to be in New York, I got family up there, I'm up there. If I need to be down south promoting and like trying to build, out here, I'm out here. So I'm back and forth a lot.
Okay.
Yep.
So how often do you perform now that you because your song is very good. So how often are you performing now?
As I try to perform, like I like to say, like as long as it's a good exposure, I'll do the event. And so that is definitely more shows. Like, there's some paid shows, but then there's definitely more like exposure just because I'm promoting and building.
Right.
So as often as I can get on stage, I'm there. If you hear me say bubble on deck, yo, I'm coming. I'm gonna come through. I'm gonna shut that down. So, I love performing, and I've been performing a lot.
That's very good because you always want to keep your name out there. Um,
Yes.
so with the way how do you promote yourself? By the way, to get your name to those venues.
There's a lot of both online and offline promotions. Like I'm on every social network at Tamara Bubble, and I'm literally like I'll go with this when the street team is going out to a city. I'll go with them so that it ends up being like almost a meet and greet on the spot. So like I meet a lot of new people that way too, just direct hand to hand. So yeah, just wherever I can be, like as far as interviews, as far as shows, I'm there. Like I'm bubble on deck. If you hear me say that, I'm
right.
I got to put myself out there so that people know who I am.
Yeah.
So I'm
So for is a young female inspiring to do what you're doing now, what advice do you have for them?
I would say you definitely have to be focused. Like any little thing can like knock you off your wagon. And I would also say that you have to be as dope as you are sexy. Because I think nowadays, like with females, like they want you to lead first with the image, and your music usually doesn't back it up.
Right.
So I think if you're gonna be revealing everything, you better be just as dope as that, so they can still respect it. You know what I mean? You don't want people to listen to your music on mute because it's like, okay, the point of the music is for you to be heard.
Right.
But if they only watching you, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely as dope as you are sexy, and just be prepared. I would say to waste time and money, just like learning the game, and especially if you're going to be independent.
Right.
You just, yeah. You're going to lose some money. You're going to waste some time. You're going to meet some raggedy people. And it's going to be annoying. You got to start over, but you just got to keep pushing. If
Right.
this is, so, yeah.
And you, it's different for your, I guess it's different for your aspect. There's a lot of females that are now trying to be hard, and they don't really have to be, say, hard. They just have to
Uh-huh.
be an artist.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that?
I think it's a facade. I feel like it's a persona just because they think that's a different lane. Because with females, especially with female rap, I can speak to that because I rap and sing. So with female rappers, it's more like everybody's been singing about their body and everybody's been selling sex the whole time. So now it's like, yo, how can I say that I'm different from everybody else? So now I pop people and yo, you don't want to step to me, son, because yo,
Right.
okay, girl. Okay, girl.
I remember when you was down the block. Yeah.
Come on. Okay, girl. That's all I say to that.
So, do you have some shout outs?
I do. Shout out to my management, Peace Bell Management. He works nonstop. I think our grind is equal. I don't want to say he working harder than me. I don't want to say I work hard though. Shout out to the fans. Yo, I always let them know that it takes time as an independent artist. There's no such thing as overnight success. You got to watch me grow, watch me work. I'm going to work. Just wait on it and stick with me because, you know,
Right.
they be wanting you to pop off when you ain't on BT in 2 months after you put out your EP. They be looking at you like, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So,
They don't know how much work goes into it. Trust me.
right. Yes. So I just want them to know I'm not being a lazy. Just stay tuned. Stick with me. Bubble on that.
Right. 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 Um. Also, tell people all the ways to follow you.
Oh, yeah. Best
And it'll
place to
be in the
start is my
magazine. It will be in the
website.
magazine, and I'll have hyperlinks in the magazine for you.
Cool. Best place to start is my official website, tamarabubble.com. That's TAMARABUBBLE. All social media, social networks, Tamara Bubble, one word. So
All right.
YouTube, all that stuff. Everything is on
And
Tamara Bubble.
this will be coming out next month. So, what is your schedule like next month with traveling and shows?
I'll be back and forth. Like I said, wherever I need to be, bubble on deck.
So just hit
Yep.
up the Facebook and
Yeah.
in the Twitter or Instagram and or Google Plus and follow you that way. That way you know when you come into their town.
Exactly. On my official website, if you click on the tour tab, it has all the upcoming shows. And then sometimes too, I'll put like interviews up there too, so that, you know, if they have questions or whatever, they can tune into the interview and ask it then.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
yeah, yep.
That's
Official
cool.
website, click on tour, and that has all the upcoming shows.
Awesome. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you get to doing your thing, and I thank you for this
Oh
opportunity.
yes. Be safe out there in that rainy weather. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm getting used to it.
Thank you for having me. Actually, when we shot the video for Tower Boy, we just shot that, and I'm going to be dropping it hopefully this week, I believe.
Okay.
So we shot in Houston, and they were having like a flood thing. I'm like, everywhere I go, it's raining.
Yeah, Texas. I mean, yeah, it's been
Yeah,
pretty bad everywhere. But once
yeah.
you release that, let me know so I can add that to the page of the magazine too, and I can shout it out to
Dope,
the rest.
dope, dope, dope.
All right, and I thank you so much for the time. And you enjoy
Yes, thank
yourself
you for
in
having me.
okay, enjoy yourself in North Kakalaki.
I will, I will. It's a short stay. I'll be back in New York. I think tomorrow I'm leaving, late tomorrow. So,
Okay. Well, you have a
yeah.
safe trip.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.